Hello, comic book fans, my nerdy friends and my geeky compadres, and welcome to a very Running with Comics Christmas. Alright, well, I've been tagged in a video tag by Spiro.geek, who was tagged by Hitman Von Doom, who started this Christmas special project. I watched Hitman's video. I don't think Spiro.geek posted a video yet that I noticed, but I thought since I was tagging it already, I'll go through my boxes and find like my Christmas special books and pick out my favorite three. So we're going to start at 3, go to 2, then 1. First, number 3 on the list is Green Lantern, issue 36. This book is kind of the dysfunctional family type Christmas book. Green Lantern, or Hal Jordan, who is apparently not doing the Green Lantern thing all that often anymore, is flying Carol up to his brother Jim's house for Christmas. Him and Carol are not together, but he brought her up as a friend. And the family is getting together and kind of like you have the two uncles arguing about it's funny because they're arguing about the good and bad of superheroes. So it's funny they're arguing about Superman, and this book takes place after the death of Superman, so you can't see it on the cover, but inside the book, Hal Jordan, when he's in his Green Lantern suit, has the armband. The Superman armband that came in the book. If you guys got the Death of Superman book, he's wearing it. But in this book, Dr. Light is after the Green Lantern's green light because it's all powerful, and it's just the interaction of the family members is just kind of funny. Like the kids start asking Hal to fly them all over the place, and the brothers are all play fighting, like Hal and Jim and their other brother, I can't remember his name. I can't remember now. But they're all like play fighting and like digging into each other and saying that one is looking really old and then the other one calls the other grandpa, and it's just fun. It's kind of like, like I said, kind of like the dysfunctional family Christmas type thing. But also there's a story in there, like I said, with Dr. Light trying to go after Green Lantern, and Dr. Light's able to manifest in any form of light and like manipulate it. So he like hides in the car's headlights, and then he eventually, like you see in the cover, he hides in the Christmas lights around the tree, and then tangles up Hal Jordan, and it's kind of fun, and it's kind of funny. In the end, Hal Jordan captures Dr. Light in his lantern, his battery, and sends him to Oa, and it's kind of funny, and like throughout the book, Carol's being kind of mean about the whole family thing. She doesn't want she's good as a loner, she says, and she doesn't need a family and all this. But then in the end, after all the craziness, and like how the parents are with the kids and how they interact, she decides like the last panel says, "Hal, don't you think it's time for us to get married?" And so, yeah, that's how that ended. Pretty fun book. It shows, like I said, the not so, like, kind of like the real life family interaction at Christmas time. My next choice is The Spectre, issue 26. This is from 1995. In this book, the Spectre is at a church talking to the priest about just kind of like things that have happened recently, and the priest is like hanging up decorations in the church, and Spectre kind of he takes it in his mind and makes the decorations get set, and the priest is like, "What makes you think I wanted you to do that? Why do you think, like, I do this? I enjoy decorating, and you just kind of ruined it. You do things before you even think or even bother to ask." And Spectre was like, "Okay, well, I apologize. What is it that you want for Christmas?" And the priest kind of jokingly says, "It'd be nice if nobody in New York City died for a night. Or I could just have that new book that came out." And before, like, the priest said, "or that new book," the Spectre's off, and he's trying to make the Christmas Eve safe. You see this panel where he's over the city and warning everybody not to kill anybody that night, or else they have to deal with him. And of course, certain things happen, and like, people try to kill other people, and he doesn't stop them, but he gets there afterwards, and like, this one guy shoots his boss who fired him, like, that day or that week, I can't remember, like right before Christmas. And he gets there, and Spectre says to the guy who shot him, is like, "You better hope he doesn't die." And like, he like looks into him and sees that he's still alive, and he encapsulates them in these like shining, glimmering, it looks like Christmas bulbs, and he takes them to the hospital. And Spectre asks the doctor, like, if he's gonna live, and the doctor says, "At least for tonight." And Spectre's like, "Okay, that's good enough." And he takes off and goes. And so the next one was this kid shoots this random person to get into a gang, and Spectre gets there after the guy's been shot, and the kids run off, and he gets to the person who's dying, and the person's soul is already gone, and the Spectre goes and grabs him from the ether, really, and puts him back in his body. The guy starts suffering because he still has this bullet hole in him, and he's wounded, and he asked the Spectre why he brought him back, and he was like, "Because nobody's going to die tonight." And he makes these like hooks from his fingers and goes and grabs the kids, the kid who shot him and like the other kids in the gang, and brought him back, and he made them take on the pain from the guy who's dying, and they're just, terrible. Like, it's just terrible death feeling. And Spectre's like, "I keep getting to these people late. I gotta find a way to get there before the people kill each other." And he decides he's gonna manifest himself through the weapons that people are using, and he determines that it's not enough, because even if people can't use their weapons, they're going to use themselves to kill other people. So he decides to like put himself through all the people in New York, and like taking on all the joy, all the pain, all the hate, all the rage, all the, every feeling through every person is too much, and he kind of breaks out of that. Meanwhile, one of the kids who has like the pain of dying goes to see the priest, and asks for forgiveness, while the guy who is dying goes to be with his family, and they go to midnight mass, and the Spectre said that that guy was going to die the next day regardless, just because he's going to die, and he's like talking to his family, and I guess he doesn't usually go to church because his wife asks him what made him go to midnight mass with them, and he's like, if this is the last Christmas we have together, I just want it to be special. And like that kind of tugged on my heartstrings a little bit when you read that, because in a moment where you're forced to realize that you only have like one night left and you want to spend that time with your family doing whatever your family does, it's kind of, I feel like that's what everybody would do, you know what I mean? So in the end, the kid goes to the priest, asks for forgiveness. The priest is talking to the Spectre, saying, who are you? The Spectre says that he's a tool of God, and the priest says, so am I. We're not ones to decide what happens, and if this child is truly sorry, isn't that worth something? And Spectre looked into the kid's eyes, saw that he was truly sorry, and gave him his life back, and brought the other kids from the gang back as children, like as babies, and tells the priest to find them homes and maybe they can live differently and have a better life. And then he goes to the gentleman who's been shot. He goes to his house, and it has like this heart in his hand. It looks like a locket, kind of, and gives it back to him and says, "Here's your life back." And that's pretty much it. The guy's crying, and nobody died that night in New York City, and Spectre kind of kept his promise to the priest, and everything ended up happy, and it's just a good Christmas kind of story, like it's just good. It was just all around good, and it was real close. That one was almost number one because it kind of got to me emotionally, but the next one is number one because it's just so ridiculous. This one is DC Comics Presents issue 67. Superman and Santa Claus take on the Toymaker. It's just kind of funny. Like, Toymaker comes up with these toys that he's selling that have these like low level radiation parts in them that hypnotize kids to go rob the fake Santa Clauses in front of like toy stores, take the money back to him and give the money to the Toymaker, which is really funny. And so one of the kids finds his toys early from his parents, and when he went to go play with it, the radiation hypnotized him somehow and made him go try to rob one of these like department store Santa Clauses outside, ringing the bell, and Superman's there to stop the kid from robbing Santa Claus, and finds out that he's hypnotized, and takes him to the Fortress of Solitude, and like figures out all what's going on and dehypnotizes him, and he is about to take him home, and he's flying across the night sky over the North Pole, and this kid's spacecraft shoots a laser at Superman from a white dwarf star, and causes him to fall out of the sky, like super gravity or something like that. I don't know. And Superman saves the kid from hitting the ground by hitting the ground himself and holding the kid up. And some elves come and save Superman and the child and take them to the North Pole, where Santa Claus is there to welcome them, and it's just funny. Like, Santa talks to Superman about how he's had the toy maker on the naughty list forever, and he's keeping tabs on him, and this is what's going on, and he's making... God, he takes him around the facilities and shows him where the toys are made, and they talk about how toys back in the day were a lot easier and a lot less complicated, and Superman's like, yeah, I remember when my dad handmade a hologram thing whatever I was thinking of would produce a hologram in front of me, and those were the days. And Santa's like, yeah. And they just, like, Santa has Superman hop in his sleigh and takes him to Metropolis, and they go to the toy store where the toy maker is, and Superman drops in through the chimney to battle the toy maker, and the toy maker has all these toys infused with kryptonite that are fighting Superman, and it's kind of a funny battle, because then Santa has all these good toys that he brought with him in his sleigh that are battling all the toy maker's evil toys, and it's pretty funny because Santa's just in the background with all these toys, and Superman's fighting the toy maker, and in the end the toy maker gets arrested, and Superman takes I think his name is Timmy, the kid that got hypnotized, takes him back home, and as he goes to take him back home, Timmy's little spacecraft that shot the laser at him in the first place shoots him again, and Superman wakes up at the North Pole again with Timmy, and he thinks it's all a dream and ends up flying Timmy home, and Superman goes back to his place and goes to grab his, like, civilian clothes out of the pocket in his cape and finds the hologram toy that Superman's father made in his pocket, but it was supposedly destroyed in Krypton on Krypton when it was destroyed. So he turns on the hologram thing, and there's this hologram of Santa with a banner saying "Merry Christmas, Superman." So, you know, it's that kind of a story, but it's all fun, you know, and gives you a little chuckle because the story's so kind of ridiculous. But so yeah, those are my my favorite holiday season books. I guess I'm supposed to tag people in this video. I hadn't thought about who I was going to tag. I'm going to tag John DaCosta. Johnny, it's your turn. Trying to think of anybody else. Because he tagged two people. Hitman tagged two people. He tagged Sleepy Reader and Spiro.geek. So I'm going to tag John DaCosta, and I'd like to see Mr. CDC AMP do one too. So I'm going to send messages to you two guys. I'd like to see what you guys come up with. I think this is just a fun project for us all to kind of do in the vein of Christmas, since it's December now, and let's just keep this going. It's pretty fun. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a Merry Christmas. Bye.